former top SNP politician is facing jail after being found guilty by a jury of sexually assaulting 5 young men and boys. Jordan Linden was found guilty of 10 charges, which included the 5 sex assault charges against males aged 15 to 18, putting 3 males aged 14 to 18 in a state of fear or alarm with his sexualised behaviour, sending sexual messages to a 17-year-old and sending indecent communications to one of the men he'd sexually assaulted. The offences spanned 10 years from 2011 to 2021 during Linden's time at North Lanarkshire, the Youth Parliament and the SNP's youth wing, Young Scots for Independence. The 30-year-old sicko looked shocked and appeared to choke back tears in the dock as the verdicts were announced. 4 of the 5 sexual assault verdicts were unanimous. He was found not guilty unanimously of a 6th charge of sexual assault and was also acquitted unanimously of 5 other charges of stalking and sexual communication. Leaving the court, Linden told a reporter that he had no comment to make at this time. After a 7-day trial, the jury at Falkirk Sheriff Court debated for less than 4 hours to reach the verdicts. The court heard that victims had been stroked, poked, prodded, touched inappropriately and sent the partially naked and sometimes explicit selfies by Linden. Witnesses spoke of Linden getting into beds or bunks with them or trying to pull at their belts and waistbands. One man, who joined the Youth Parliament at the same time as Linden when they were both 15 years old, said Linden's touching on the face or the cheek or the neck was relentless, but when he told a youth worker at the Parliament, it was dismissed as just Jordan. He said that despite him making it abundantly clear he was straight, Linden phoned him in the middle of the night panting, sent him photographs of his genitals, inappropriately touched him, tried to pull his trousers down and poked him, even while they were in meetings. He said what was termed the just Jordan behaviour became more prevalent as time went on and made him feel vulnerable and sick to the stomach. He eventually removed himself from the Youth Parliament to take himself out of the equation. Another member of the Youth Parliament, who was aged 14 at the time, said Linden cornered him in a hotel room when he was getting ready for a social event, poking and prodding him, and sent him suggestive and flirtatious messages and pictures on Snapchat, including almost but not quite nude selfies in the bath. Another witness, who was 15 when he was a member of the Youth Parliament, said he'd received pictures from Linden showing a bulge in his boxers. A man, who is now 29, recalled a traumatic evening in August 2018, a year after Linden became an SNP councillor, when they had been at the politician's flat in Bellshill drinking and watching a film. They later shared a bed and said he vomited in disgust after waking up to find Linden performing a sex act on him. One man said that when he was 18 at a gay pride after-party in Dundee in 2019 involving members of the SNP's LGBT wing Out for Independence, a rambling and intoxicated Linden had followed him into a bathroom, locked the door and tried to get him to urinate in front of him while biting and kissing his ear and trying to touch him inappropriately. The court heard that the net began to close on the sicko in 2023 after a fellow North Lanarkshire councillor went to the police because he did not feel confident that reports he had made within the party from 2022 onwards would be dealt with appropriately. The man said that when he was 18, Linden had climbed into his bunk, caressed him and kissed his neck at a hostel in Barcelona in 2016 while he, Linden and other members of the SNP youth wing were in Catalonia for a National Day event. A sheriff deferred sentence until May 5th for reports and continued Linden's bail.